Hey fellow woodcutters, Top Saw here. Today we're going to use Fusion 360 to draw this wooden part. You're just going to trace it on a piece of paper and then use a ruler to find the measurements. It's going to look like this right here. If you're at home, you might want to just pause the video and get the dimensions off of this. Sketch it out in your notebook. Okay, if you take a look in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, here's our test block number 4, or our skills board number 4. We're going to work on some angle drawing, some polar coordinates. We're going to do a fillet on the front and on the circle on the back. This isn't going to be the best way to draw it. It's just one way to draw it. So I'm going to start over here. I'm going to go create a sketch. This is going to be a single component, so I'm just creating a sketch. I like drawing in the XY plane and extruding out in the Z plane. As I look at this block right here, it's over a certain amount. I have that measurement right here. So I'm going to create that measurement with a line, create a line. I'm going to snap at the origin. I'm going to go over the length of that line, 1 3/4. Next, I'm going to draw a line from this end point right here, and I'm going to go over. If you look in the corner of my photo there, I'm a total of 6. And then this right here is 1 3/4, so I need to go over 4 1/4. So I could go 4 space 1/4. I'll tab over to 0 degrees, and then I'll click. Vertically, I don't have that dimension, but I can figure it out. This is 1 3/4. The whole thing is 3 3/4. So that means I want to go up 2 inches, tab 90 degrees. And from there, I don't know how long that line is. I'm going to make it too long, like 3 inches. Tab. And then I want to go over 135 degrees. So I'm going to enter 135. Then from here, I'm going to actually go back to my origin. I'm going to create a line, snapping at my origin, and I'm going up the vertical distance of my part, 3 space 3/4. Tab to 90. And then I'm going to click. Then from there, I'm actually just going to go too long as well. Let's say 4.6 at an angle of 90, and I'll click. I'm done those operations. I'm going to right click OK. And then I'll go up here to my trim key under modify, and I'll trim that line off, and I'll trim that line off. It's getting kind of crowded with all those dimensions. So if I don't want to see them, I could click over here on the right to take my dimensions off. Next thing I'll do is I'll create a line from that vertex, and I'm going to try and get it. Should snap. Now that I hit that, right click OK. I didn't draw these in construction lines because I'm going to delete them all the way anyway. So I'm going to delete that line. I'm going to delete that line. Now I have my overall object. From here, I'm going to create a rectangle to center my circle. So I'm going to go rectangle. I am going to do this with a construction line. I'm going to snap at the origin. I'm going to come over 3. And then I'm going to come up 1 1/4. I'll hit enter. That's a construction line, so it won't show up on my part. I'm going to right click OK. And then I'm going to go to the circle, snapping at that vertex, coming out. Turn my construction line off. Coming out with a diameter of 1 1/4. Here we are right there. That's pretty much my part. I think I'm all done. Right click OK. Finish sketch. Let's take a look at that view, and then from here I'm going to extrude it. I'm going to grab this, didn't pick my circle, I'm going to extrude it out in the Z-axis, 0.75, 3/4 inch MDF, and hit OK. So there's my part. And then the next thing I need to do is I got to put this radius right here on it. So if I look at my diagram, that's a 1/2 inch radius. It's this edge down here. I'm up here to the fillet button. I'm going to click on that fillet. I select that edge, and I want it to be a 1/4 inch radius, no, a 1/2 inch radius, so 0.5. That looks good. I hit OK. In addition to that fillet in that plane, I'm also going to fillet all these edges. So on the top, I'm going to put an 1/8 inch round over. On these, nothing on the back, and then on the back, I'm doing an 1/8 inch round over on the whole, but nothing on the edges. So I could select multiple edges by clicking on it, control, clicking on it. So I could select all the edges. Now that they're all selected, I think I forgot to hit fillet first. I'll hit fillet. These are 1/8 inch roundovers, or 0.125. I'll hit OK. I'm going to grab up here and turn the whole thing around so I can get to the hole on the back. Again, I'll hit fillet. I'm going to select this side of the circle, put an 1/8 inch roundover on. There, okay. Back to my home screen. Okay, so now my part's completely drawn. It's this single component, but we went over fillets, a little bit of different drawing with angles. I'm going to select this whole thing right here. Once I select it, I'm going to right click, and I can go down to appearance or physical material. There's going to be a difference between these two, but I'm just going to go to appearance. The screen right here is going to pop up. I'm going to go down to wood. Oh, we don't have MDF here, so we'll just call it bamboo. And then I could drag that on there and give it a bit of a look like that. So my part's all drawn. Next thing to do is create the working drawing. So I'm going to go to design, drawing, from design. This is going to be titled number 4. I'll put it in fall 2022 for now, but we're going to create a folder to keep it in here. So I'm going to hit save. And then I am going to create this in an A size paper, 11 by 8.5. And this is going to be a landscape view. As means what we want, inches is what we want. And remember, at the beginning, you should make sure you're in inches as well. So we'll hit OK. Drawing in here. This is way too small. We might be able to get away with 1:1. Let's see what that looks like. I think that's going to be a little too large. So we'll go 1:2. And click it there with a fair bit of room. After I've clicked it in, I'm going to go back to projected view. I'm going to select this one, drag up my top view over here for my right side view, right click OK. And then from there I can start dimensioning it. The other thing I want to do too is put an ISO up in the corner here. So I'll go here, I'm going to grab that one, I'll bring it up here. I could actually, if I wanted this in a different scale, I'd probably click it first, and then if I want to move it or change the scale, I could select it, right click, and then edit view, and I could change the scale here. I'm actually going to hit this shaded to color it in. This drawing is really just to get an idea of what it looks like, and this drawing right here is where you get the dimensions from. You have your name and the title of the block, you have a date on it. You also want to put inches down here, and then we're going to dimension it. We're going to do a dimension from this corner to that corner, 4 1/4. We want to do some horizontal and vertical dimensions. So let me right click OK, and then go back to dimension, and I want a linear dimension. So I'm going to click from, I got to zoom in here, just trying to catch the fillet. I want a dimension from there to there. That'll give me that one. From here to here, that one. And from that, you can tell it's a 45-degree angle. I'm going to zoom in on this corner. I'm going to stay with the linear one here too. I'm going to right click OK, back to dimension. I'm going to put this overall length up top here. And I'm going to go dimension. I want a linear dimension. I'm going to click here to that endpoint there, and I'll get the 3/4 that way. I got to escape out, back to dimension, click on that circle. That's pretty good. I'll click on this corner. I'll put it outside the part, maybe right there. And then I also want to click on that center to there, and the center to there. So I think I have all my dimensions. The circle's good, this radius is good. I think I can build all of it from there. Might need one more. I might need a vertical dimension from here to here, and overall height of the part. I can put that on this view instead. So let me hit right click OK, back to dimensions. I'll create a linear dimension. I'll go snap that corner to that corner and get the 3 3/4. minus the 1 3/4. So I got the 2. I think I could get everything from there. I might actually also put in one more dimension from here to here. So 65 degrees, a little bit of a rounding area. And then that's called your working drawing. This is a multi-view. This is isometric. We're just learning how to draw in Fusion 360, getting better every day, hopefully. Okay, thank you for watching. Any questions at all, please put them in the comments below.